This has to be one of the most hilarious, epic backfires I've seen on Twitter in a very, very long time. And it is because somebody didn't like somebody who made a cookbook about dumplings. That's right, a journalist from the AV Club, the Refinery, and Vice decided that they wanted to cancel somebody for making a cookbook because they were the wrong skin color. I'm not kidding, but thankfully, the backlash was hilariously swift and delicious. How it started: Vice writer, the AV Club, the Refinery. Why did a white woman write a cookbook about dumplings and noodles? That's how it started. Here's how it's going. Anyway, therapy cost me $130 a session, and I'm going to need it after almost 48 hours of harassment from Nazis. Thank you to everyone who sees what's happening. Tips, solidarity, and heart emojis appreciated. Shoe on head coming now. For every time I get ratioed online for saying dumb stuff, I'm going to link my PayPal. You have to be kidding me. She started this by being, and I'm going to show you, a racist, in my opinion. Obviously, the implication is white people can't write about dumplings. But the interesting thing is, Pippa Middlehurst not only has epically clapped back, but is a classically trained chef. Where is this one thing here? Lamau, the woman has been learning Southeast Asian cooking for over 15 years and attended an actual effing noodle school in China. It's like you think it's impossible for anyone who isn't Chinese to be just as versed in preparing dumplings as anyone else in the culture. 40,000 likes. How about this? For those not paying attention, Rosalind, tried to get a Twitter mob to go after a white woman with a noodle cookbook. Now Rosalind claims to be the victim after backlash against her and is whining about the cost of her therapy. What a ridiculous person. When a writer does a tweet like this, you can basically always predict with great accuracy at least some of the outlets they've written for before clicking on their profile. For few people realize this, but Rosalind invented the noodle. You're calling me unoriginal and posted my author photo, therefore encouraging the racist, misogynistic harassment you're getting? Could you be any more of a white woman gaming the system that's set up for you to succeed off our backs? I didn't know she invented the noodle. That's actually pretty interesting. I mean, how about this? Why do white men smell so bad? White people are so loud. Why your white parents the worst? Let's go F some white people up. White people gotta ruin everything. If he were stalking me, he'd know I vehemently detest white men. But we already know these losers are just projecting. For the woman claiming to stand against racism, white women are a plague. Of course, I'm blocked. I've never interacted with this person, but it's always a good indicator when I'm pre-blocked that somebody's probably soft. Now today, epically, the author has responded. Hi, Rosalind. trying to approach us without defensiveness, and it seems as though your issue is with the larger system of injustice in food publishing under the representation of BIPOC authors over representation of white authors rather than, quote, me personally. Or I think, anyway. No, Pippi, she's just a racist. That's what's happening here. She's got, 100 or so tweets disparaging white people and white women. She's just awful. Attacking an individual that you know nothing about, pasting a picture of my face and calling me arrogant and uncreative white woman allows others who respect your opinion to justify harassing me. In my experience, tweets like this don't challenge the systemic issue or instigate any change. It just serves to temporarily make me the poster child for the system of injustice that I am no doubt a part of. And simply leads to dogpiling and amount of threatening DMs telling me to go and drown or deserving to fail, and it ends there. You can see many of the replies. Here's Carrie Smith. Girl, don't bow and stoop to this bad faith actor, to this wannabe tyrant, to this racist bully. The woke never will accept your apology. It's about performing guilt for them so they can own you, your thoughts, your posts, so they can make an example of you. Try this way and see. Order the book, everybody. They're selling out fast. Well, I'm not exactly a noodle chef, but, I may consider it. But you are benefiting from that system. You are taking the space and resources away from people. This is one of the dumbest takes. And I'm assuming this is a parody account since it's Dr. Wokest of all the snowflakes. But this is like an colonizers. It's like you're colonizing noodle cooking. What space is she occupying that would have been occupied by a POC had she not written this book? It's just a cookbook. You really don't need to do this, and I don't think it helps. So, of course, people getting mad that she's even bothering replying. I don't think acknowledging this at all is worth it because the internet has completely roasted this woman. I'm going to unfollow anyone whining about Rosalind being upset about the noodle book. She isn't upset about the book. She's upset that hundreds of white supremacists are harassing her. Really? Really? Now, I'm not going to die on the hill of saying nobody ever says anything mean online because certainly they do. I, for one, get daily messages that are not very friendly. Now, having a healthy relationship with anonymous people on the internet is probably something that this person isn't very good at. For me, really don't let it get to me. To be clear. And by the way, she's not upset about systemic racism in cookbooks. She's upset that a white woman wrote a book about noodles. That's as if to say that only, Italians probably invented some noodles, maybe. I don't know who invented them. Who cares? That's like saying that only Chinese people can write books about dumplings. Why? I don't know. Where are all the POCs writing those books? There's not exactly a minimum, there's not a finite number of slots for cookbooks about noodles and dumplings that I know of. Maybe the publishing industry is different than I could possibly perceive. But as far as I know, nobody actually limits the books about dumplings. The lady melting down about a white woman writing a dumpling and noodle cookbook doesn't even like Filipino food, so move on. I'm the only Filipino that hates Filipino food. Why is it always Canadians? Sorry, my Canadian viewers, but you've got to take ownership of this lady. She seems just awful to me, and I'm glad that Twitter at least, occasionally Twitter does the right thing. You weren't harassed by Nazis. You were criticized for being racist. That's exactly what she is, by the way. I mean, let's call it for what it is, not this new fake definition of it. Gotta love the curry and BO scent that signifies summer in Scarborough public transit. So another seems problematic. The internet never forgets, even after you lock your account and start scrubbing your problematic tweets. This is just as predictable. It's always these people that are racist, that spend their lives trying to pretend that they aren't, and they always get exposed, and I just absolutely love it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go have some noodles.